of New Jersey, voters there have chosen their candidates for governor. Democratic Representative Mikie Sherrill and Republican Jack Ciattarelli will face off in the general election. CBS News New York reporter Christina Fan brings us more on this race.
Jack Ciattarelli, hoping third time's the charm in his bid to become New Jersey's next governor, quickly declared victory in the Republican primary Tuesday night, taking the stage to thank his supporters and President Donald Trump for backing him.
And to our most well-known part-time New Jersey resident who honored me with his endorsement and strong support, thank you, President Donald J. Trump.
Ciattarelli will face Democratic nominee Mikie Sherrill, who is serving her fourth term in the U.S. House of Representatives. The former Navy helicopter pilot and federal prosecutor immediately launched into a blistering attack on her opponent.
This country is too beautiful to be beholden to the cruelty and self-interest that Jack and Trump are trying to hoist on her.
In their victory speeches, both candidates reached out to independents who often determine the outcome of elections in the Garden State. Ciattarelli promised to lower property taxes and end New Jersey's status as a so-called sanctuary state, while Sherrill pledged to focus on affordability and defend reproductive rights.
We fund this nation, and yet Trump and MAGA Republicans in D.C. want to raise your taxes and take away your health care and education dollars. The president comes here nonstop to his golf course, and he calls our state a horror show.
Democrats have controlled our state legislature here in New Jersey for 25 years. And for the last 8 years, they and the person they nominated tonight have rubber-stamped and enabled every extremist and costly idea Phil Murphy has put forth. Make no mistake, Mikie Sherrill is Phil Murphy 2.0.
All right, here now to break down these results, if you can hear me, is CBS News' Anthony Salvanto. He's the Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, and as you see, he's next to the big board, got some great data to look through. Anthony, I was actually looking at that board this morning down there for the morning news, and I was fascinated to see how widespread the support was for Mikie. But this was a crowded race. These two candidates have now secured the most support, but help us understand where it came from.
Errol, I thought you were going to say a lot of candidates thought they were born to run. I mean, this is...
Oh, that would have been too good.
We got it. It's the obligatory joke we make in New Jersey elections. But look, the first thing you want to talk about here, Errol, is turnout, because this is going to hit over 800,000 votes in the Democratic side. And for context, that's more than we've seen in recent primaries because, in part, to your point, this was so competitive and because there were so many candidates in it. But Democrats are probably going to draw from that a certain amount of engagement or excitement that they hope will translate into the general, right? But to your point about being widespread, yes, these areas on the maps here, as you point out, shaded in green, that's where Sherrill won the county. But even outside of her home base, she did well all through Central and South Jersey in some parts as well. Again, Democrats are going to read that as, OK, we've got Democrats engaged. And frankly, even in places like where you said, Ros Baraka is mayor of Newark, she still finished in second place. So that's a pretty widespread victory there. If I flip over then to the Republican side here and show you Ciattarelli's win, that's even more widespread, right? But he had Donald Trump's endorsement. So that's how that played out on the map there.
And I'm just doing some fast math with the numbers you have. It seems as though you had about 400,000 plus, give or take, turnout on the Republican side. Am I missing something there?
Yeah, that's right. And so what you do from that is then you say, OK, well, let's look forward to November here.
Right.
And, the big thing is going to be, look, in what we call off years, New Jersey holds a governor's race. It gets national focus because it's one of the two states that do. New Jersey is a state where Democrats do outnumber Republicans. Here's the 2024 race right here, but it was closer than it typically is in 2024. That'll give Republicans some hope. Having said that, that was when there was a Democrat, in office when they pick up governorships. What happens when there's a Republican in office as president? Well, I can bet from here, perhaps, this race will be very much about Donald Trump as much as it's about New Jersey.
That's good to know. Perhaps some folks, despite politics, will be living on a prayer. There we go. I tried, Anthony. It wasn't any good, but I tried.
That was great. We got multiple bands covered here.
That's right. More tomorrow. Anthony Salvanto, always great to chat with you. Thanks so much for that analysis.
Thanks.